Welcome, everyone. I hope everybody is doing well and enjoying their first half of the Professional Development Learning Day, and they're getting a lot out of this. So now we're going to talk about screencasting and videos. As the Assistive Technology ISS for Europe East, videos can be a very accessible way for students to get content and also ways for them to show their understanding and demonstrate content. And we're going to talk about some strategies about what that might look like today. So our plan, we're going to talk just general tips for everyone for doing a screencast. We're going to talk about some of the different tools. Might have you make a screencast, and then we're going to get some ideas. Screencasting. If you can see it on your screen, you can record it. That's basically it. So if you have two screens, you can record one screen or the other. You can drag things from one end of the screen to the other. You can record video, you can record interactive websites, you can record directions, you can record a video of yourself. Anything that you see on your screen is recordable. Who can do this? You as the teacher might choose to do this for directions. You might record yourself giving a lecture, you might record yourself just navigating. This is how you navigate my Google Classroom. This is how you navigate Schoology. These are my expectations. You might have a video saying, "Hi kids, today is Monday and I've missed you over the weekend." There are a lot of different ways you can do this. Students can use this instead of writing a lengthy email to you saying, "I'm confused with the homework," or "I'm having a problem accessing this and this and this. I'm not sure what you meant by clicking on this link." They can actually record a short video outlining their issue, or maybe even a project. They can record themselves doing a presentation so it's available. Parents, I'm seeing this on the tech side of things, but if parents are struggling with accessing one of your sites, it's really handy for them to send you a short screencast so you know exactly what's going on. Paraprofessionals have been making a lot of small little videos to support their general ed teachers, or like the kindergarten paraprofessionals and special ed professionals. ISS staff have been making videos. Coaches use it, administrators, it's just anybody can do it. So here's a general tip. If you've ever been in a meeting, a GoToMeeting, a Meet, a Zoom, you've seen a video, turn off the pop-ups. You know, I've been halfway through a real important recording and all of a sudden my Outlook will pop up with some message from a parent or something that I really don't want on a video that I'm going to be posting on YouTube or something later. So do yourself a favor, turn off the pop-ups. Turn off the dings around you if your phone is vibrating all the time with Facebook updates. Mute all that stuff for when you're recording. Know that this is a mirror into your house, into your life, into your professional area. If you're, eventually when we go back to school. It's also good to remind students of this and families this. If you are using videos and screencasts and web recordings, that it matters what the background looks like. We don't want to be right behind a window. We don't want to have too much clutter. Sometimes we're limited in our space, but if you have an option, try to be considerate of the visual noise behind you in terms of people walking in and out, things like that. Make a plan. We see this with kids, but we also see this with adults. Once you hit record, we either have two scenarios which come up. One is the, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to say, Or you have the person that sees it as their 5 minutes of glory, and they go on and on and on. So it's important to make a rough outline, use your lesson plans. I look at a lot of the curriculum resources, and if you were to just highlight a few of the curricular components and speak to those, that would keep you succinct and on point. Have a paper and pencil notepad in front of you, and as you're speaking, cross it off. Dry erase boards, whiteboards. If you really want to script it out, fine. Even just have some objectives, but something that allows you to anchor your statements so that you don't go on a tangent. So the thing with videos, If they're too long, we bore people. If they're too short, you tease them with information, but right when they're about to get it, you end the video, and they just end up frustrated. And so we want it to be just right. And there, of course, there's been studies on this. And the most recent study that I've read was 6 minutes is the ideal length of a video. I tend to say if you can, shorter typically is better as long as you're getting the message across. This is often overlooked, and I know some of us are limited right now with some of our built-in speakers and microphones, but know that 50% of our screencasting is audio. And if you want to listen, nothing will upset people faster than a webinar that nobody can hear anything, or there's a bad echo. So if your audio isn't on point, then you need to consider how to fix that. So to use a different microphone, like right now, I'm using a dedicated microphone headset. I would like to use my built-in in my laptop. It's more comfortable, but because of this situation, I'm opting for the higher quality. For those of you that have a couple of my sessions today, this is a recurring slide. We keep wanting to get sound from a video or from a website where the kids can hear it on a Google Meet or on a video. If you're using Google Meet to record, the problem is that sound goes this way out of the speaker, the microphone's right here recording, and so we don't get good overlap here, and so we don't hear what's coming out of the speakers. To fix that, you need to have the microphone placed in an external mic where the sound can be picked up, or you need to have external speakers projecting into the microphone. Now, I will say for screencasting or recording, there are a couple different screencast programs that will record the audio within your presentation, and that you don't have to have this extra stuff. The beautiful thing about screencasting, and I'm talking here not a live performance like we're doing now, but when you're recording a lesson, it's you in your house, you're just recording, there's no audience, you can pause yourself. You can get your ideas. I want to hit these 3 main points. You get to point 2 and you feel like you're running out of steam, or you forgot what point 3 is again, or you need to switch to a new slide or a new website or a new visual. You can hit pause. You can hit pause. You can collect yourself. You can get that drink of coffee. You can go to the restroom. You can reread the lesson plan templates that you had, and then you hit record again and you're off and running. So it's really good you want to use that pause button to strong effect. And then if you do have a point where you stutter, oh geez, I didn't mean to say that. Some of the screencasting software allows you to cut that out so that you can take all of those ums and ahs, or where you spent 3 minutes trying to log into this website because you thought you were logged in, but it logged you out, and you really don't need the families and kids to see this 3-minute process. Cut that out. So all they see is, today, kids, we're going to go to XYZ, and boom, they're there. You've edited out all that other stuff. So let's talk about tools. There are a few tools that we have available to us that we can recommend. One is Snagit. And so everybody now, what I would like you to do is, if you're using a Dodia computer, I want you to go to the little search bar at the bottom of your computer, the little magnifying glass, and type in Snagit. And hopefully you're going to see something called Snagit 2019. It's going to be a red app with a white S. So if you have Snagit, awesome. Another tool that we use is ScreencastOMatic. ScreencastOMatic is a website that we go to, and I'm actually recording using ScreencastOMatic right now. And it's free. It limits to 15 minutes. You create a login, you record. The downside is that it doesn't allow you to really edit the video much, and to trim videos and things like that. So the basic is pretty basic. If you do things in one shot, it's a great tool. Awesome screenshot. So I'm going to show you this right now. Awesome screenshot. Oops. I'll go back for a moment. I have a link here for Awesome Screenshot, it installs an extension on top of your Google Chrome. So you need to be logged into Google Chrome. And what it does, when you click on this extension, it just brings up this screenshot where I can take a picture of my computer, or I can select record, and I can choose to start recording. And I'm already displaying a video right now and recording myself, so it probably would come up with an error message if I do this now. But what you can do is you can install this Awesome Screenshot. It is approved within our Google accounts. And yes, I'm getting notes to share the slideshow. The slideshow is shared already, and Nara, I'm going to ask you to repost that link for me.
I will do that.
Awesome, thank you. So you'll use Awesome Screenshot. We also can record in Google Meet. You can host a Google Meet with just yourself, and in the bottom part of Screenshot, you have the ability to just record a video. All of these tools are good, and they all have pros and cons. I will say, if you're going to be doing editing, Snagit is going to allow you to trim videos. If you pay I think it's $15 for the premium version of ScreencastOMatic for the year, you'll get editing tools there. So if you want to do editing and you're really looking at that, Snagit and ScreencastOMatic are your two tools that you're looking at. Awesome Screenshot is terrific for students or yourself if you're just looking for something quick. Google Meet is if you are just comfortable already with Google Meets and you just don't want to learn one more thing. There's a record button on there. So you'll notice that Snagit is only available, I'm sorry about that, keep jumping around. Snagit is only available on our government computers, but you can access Screencast-O-Matic on Chrome as Awesome Screenshot and Google Meet. The things I really like are the record system audio options here. And what that does is it allows you to record the sounds of a YouTube video. It allows you to record the sounds of a website. And so that really helps if you're trying to demonstrate something or show something. So here's a screenshot of just what it looks like you share your entire screen with Awesome Screenshot. You go to record, start recording. Pick your screen. So you'll notice it looks a lot like Google Meet, sharing your screen in Google Meet. And then it'll record, and then it'll share it to your Google Drive. This is what Snagit looks like. Snagit gives you this little toolbar. Some people like the all-in-one, but for right now, just for ease of simplicity, if you have Snagit, you would go to video. You'll select what region of the computer screen you want. Do you want it just part of the page, the whole page, a certain window? You can choose all of that. I like to share it to my Google Drive, but you can also share it directly to your computer. You can choose, do you want your webcam on or off? This is the two important buttons. Record microphone records your microphone while you're talking. This record system audio, that records what your computer does. So that records the audio of your computer. And so that's what you want to click on. You can also choose, do you want your mouse captured or do you want it blank? Now, the downside to Snagit is really the only editing you have, and really the most that you probably will want, in all honesty, is you can just trim the videos. So if you have a couple sections where you had an or an ah, or you want to cut the first 2 minutes off because nobody was in your meeting yet, you can trim those using these tools. There's really not a lot of advanced editing within Snagit, which, again, for most people, I think is actually a benefit because there's not too much you can do with it. So you'll use your edit toolbar. Once you've actually hit capture, this is what your recording toolbar looks like. And so you can stop it, pause it. You can toggle between your webcam and the screen. So it just gives you some nice options. It shows you what audio is showing. So it is hard because I just explained how you can't hear very well a recorded video. I'm going to go to present.
How can we control what?
I was hearing complaints from families saying there's too much navigation. There's too much navigation. We don't want to be in Seesaw or Google Classroom and have to jump to Benchmark and all these other things. How do we access, we just want one-stop shopping. And so I looked at a lesson plan for, I think, second grade out of one of the elementary schools. And they had the assignment was to read 2 pages within this benchmark text. So what I did is I created a screencast so it's a video, and I just recorded the computer reading it aloud with text to speech, so it's accessible to everybody.
water and wind. To people's things too.
And it reads aloud beautifully with highlighting and the nice read aloud and all that. And if I wanted to, say, hey kids, remember we already talked about this, or make some connections, I could record that video. The nice thing is I can embed that in my Google Classroom or Seesaw or whatever you're doing, and it's just there. It's a video of Benchmark. So you had to create it, you had to go into Benchmark, and you had to screen record that, but it records it with the audio. And this reading selection took 1.5 minutes, so it's not too long. I wouldn't want to have the kids reading, going through page and page and page of, 20 minutes of reading that. But for a short session, it's pretty good. If you're using Screencast-O-Matic, this is what the menu bar looks like. You'll sign in, you'll hit record, you'll choose what you want. And again, with the free version, it doesn't record that audio. With the Pro version, it does. It will always record your microphone, but the computer audio is the sounds that your computer makes. So if that's important to you, you're going to want to use Snagit, or you're going to want your $15 upgrade to Screencast-O-Matic Pro. And this is what it looks like when you are actually in Screencast-O-Matic and you've uploaded your video. You have all these abilities to put in transitions, overlays. It has auto captioning, so it will actually recognize all your spoken text and it will convert the captions for it, so it's closed captions. It's not 100% perfect, but you can actually go through and edit the captions pretty easily. So it makes it very accessible. You can put in arrows and outlines. So for those of you that are really like, I want to get deep into this video creation and what I can do with it, Screencast-O-Matic, the premium version, offers a lot of features. If you're the opposite and you're like, you've already lost me, this is way too much, I want to be able to click on a link and that's it. This is for you. Online voice and video recorder. You can go to your video recorder. It's a link, takes you to a website. It doesn't record your screen, but it records you. So this could be your morning message. It could be you have an email from a parent that says, hey, could you explain the lesson again? We're not sure how to do the math problem. I could be sitting here with my whiteboard and I could say, okay, we're going to do this and this and this and this and this. I hit record. It saves it to my computer. I can upload it to Google Drive, and then I share the link with the family. There's no fancy editing or anything like that. It's just, I go here, I hit record, it records what's on my webcam, I hit stop, saves it to my computer, I can then share it with the family or the student. Another one is audio recorders. Same process. If you want to record a voice note to your Google Drive, if you want to record audio instead of sending long messages out written, you can use this to just record yourself. Talk, 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 talk. Stop. You can then trim it. Save it. And you can then share that with students. Another thing is have students use this. Have students record themselves talking, record themselves with the video, have them share that for assignments. And that's just as simple. There's no login, there's no fees, there's no single sign-on. It's just click on the link, hit record. They downloads directly to their computer, and then they can upload it to their Google Drive. So that goes next to, you've created all these things. What do you do with them? You've made all these videos, your kids have made these videos. You can post links directly within your Google Classroom. You can have it saved to your Google Drive, and it's just a link that you share out via your digital learning plan. It can be something shared via an email. You might have a website where you can embed videos that you've made into your website. If you're not posting anything too crazy, put it on YouTube. You can upload your video to YouTube and share the link that way. Seesaw, some of our users are using Seesaw. You can upload videos there too. Edpuzzle is a new tool that allows you to upload a video, and then you can embed questions into that Edpuzzle, and it will actually track how much the students have watched. It prevents them from skipping ahead. It allows you to really increase the accountability of videos by using this Edpuzzle format. So these are just a couple different ways that you might share your creations now that you've created them or that your students have created them. Now, what I would like to do, Nara, if you wouldn't mind helping me in putting a link to that in the chat box, is there are a lot of creative ways to use screencasting. And so I am not going to take credit for all of these. This is from a different screencast company that we don't have access to, Screencastify. So just ignore where it says Screencastify and just put in Snagit or ScreencastOMatic or whatever you're using. But this provides a really nice routine document of, okay, if I want to narrate Google Slides, it'll walk you through how to do that. If you want to do translation lessons, if you're working on subplans, narrating tests, and it talks about how this might be used by teacher or students. So it just has a lot of real nice ideas on how that you might use screencasting, and it provides a video example of what that looks like. Virtual exit slips, see what they know, feedback. One way is to have kids or yourself, they share a Google document with you and just record yourself giving some feedback to them. Hey, I'm reading over your paper. This looks great. Oh, you might want to edit this. Take a look at that. But really nice job. And then send them that video, and then they can go back and watch and listen to that. And it might be, might be able to go through more papers faster, and you can give richer feedback than by typing something out. So now we have a few minutes left. I'm going to ask people to make a screencast now. So if you have Snagit on your computer, you are going to type in Snagit. And you are going to go to that video. You're going to record, and you're going to hit capture. And I want you just to record a little section of this webinar. So here I am recording. I might switch between talking. I can pause it. So I'm recording, pause, 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 talk, 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 pause, record. I want you to do that. And then when you're finished, you'll hit stop. And you'll see it'll open up in a different screen that'll look like this. That you can then listen to your little screen recording. And you can practice playing around. Do a certain screen, part of the screen, a little chunk of the screen, the whole screen. Play around with that. If you are a Chrome user or you don't have Snagit, what I would like you to do is I would like you to go back to that link that I provided up here, that screen, awesome screenshot. And I want you to click on that link, and I want you to add it to Chrome. And right now I've already added it, so mine's saying remove from Chrome. You would have a button that says add to Chrome. And once you've added it, you're going to go ahead and click on that little icon up at the top. You're going to go to record. And you're going to just record a little bit of our session. You can see once it's recording, you will have to allow your microphone for the first time. It'll ask, do you give permission to use your microphone? And then when you're ready, you can pause, you can stop. Pause it or stop it. And then you see what I was recording. I can play and listen back to it. I can save it to the cloud. I can download it to my computer. So you have either the Snagit option or you have the awesome screenshot option. If you're thinking this Screencast-O-Matic thing looks great, you can type in Screencast-O-Matic and you can install that and you can try the free one. I'm going to show you in our presentation what I've done. There are some great ET sites that our ETs across Stodia have already created. And so I've put in links to, like on this chart here, for Screencast-O-Matic, it actually takes you to one of the websites that our ETs have created, and it links to a beginner's guide to Screencast-O-Matic. It links to a beginner's guide for Snagit. So if you're like, Aaron, you kind of interested me in this, but I need a little bit more explicit instruction than this half hour allows, I encourage you to use the links that I've embedded into this presentation to go into watch some more videos on how to actually go into some greater detail on how to use Snagit or Awesome Screenshot, those things. So by now, you should have had some tips. We've shown you some different tools available to you. We've given you some different ideas by using this form. And hopefully you have made a screencast.